Growing up in Hawaii, I would just describe it as special. Nothing I've been around that can emulate the vibe, the people, the place. The grass is greener, the ocean's clear, you're able to see a bunch of mountains, and the air is easy to breathe in. Most importantly, the familiar faces, the family members, and the people that you're around growing up.
We live in Mililani, Hawaii, which is on the island of Oahu. It's the most center point of the island. And Dillon was born in this house in 2000. This household is a household full of boys. Boys running in the street, playing football, playing basketball, and just taking advantage of the great weather we have year-round.
In Hawaii, high school football is definitely the big draw. It's generational. You have families that go to the same high schools 3, 4 generations down the line. So there's a lot of pride in it. We're a small island in the middle Pacific. The closest landmass to us is 5 hours away by plane. So for us, we kind of always felt that we were just out there by ourselves. And that creates a little bit of a chip on your shoulder where like, I want to prove that football is a big deal in Hawaii and that we've got talent here.
I just knew he had a knack for football at a young age. He did things that were, a little advanced for kids his age. So I knew he had a chance. If navigated the right way, he could get a football scholarship to college.
Always wanted to play football at a high level, and you kind of know that growing up, that it's gonna be you leaving the rock to go achieve that. Initially, it was hard because I did go to UCF right out the gate, so that 12-hour flight with that 6-hour difference and phone calls, it's for the main goal of wanting to chase your dreams and accomplish a goal.
Hawaii, it is such a special place, but I always felt that in order to achieve my dreams and my goals, I had to leave at some point. And it's cool to see guys that are even traveling further to play, like Tua and Mackenzie, and even Dillon, when he went all the way out to UCF. They're stretching kind of the imagination for the kids back home in Hawaii, what's possible. And I really believe when these kids start to leave Hawaii, they take with them who they are, and it's really cool to kind of see how that's represented in so many different levels of the game.
And the option, Mariota hits the corner, speed, touchdown Oregon.
Growing up, we've always watched Marcus Mariota playing football at the University of Oregon. He was kind of the trailblazer for the Hawaii quarterbacking crew, and a guy who did it on a big stage and continued to represent himself in the right way, and what a role model to look up to. Funny story, at my elementary school, they had a jump rope for heart, an event that happened every year for heart disease. And every year they bring local celebrities. Marcus had came, signed my shirt, and that's a year before he was going to Oregon. Those are little things that, I'll never forget, how such a little interaction can impact somebody in such a huge way.
It's crazy to think that it goes back that far, but Hawaii is such a small island, it's such a small place that one way or another you're running into people. I remember watching him at Mililani High School and what he was doing and what he was accomplishing. I think for all of us that have left Hawaii, we always try to find a way to reach out to some of these guys that are in college and just be a shoulder to lean on, a person that can listen, just to create a resource, because we all kind of have the same understanding of how we were raised in Hawaii, and our Polynesian roots are very similar. So being able just to kind of share that and say, hey, I can help you along the way, and hopefully you can kind of reach further than I did.
I think with Marcus, you see a guy who's selfless and very respected. He just represents Hawaii in such a nutshell. And when you learn that from someone like him, just from a distance, you want to be able to do the same. I wanted to give back to my high school.
Once NIL started, he wanted to give back right away. So it started off as just donating uniforms for one team at Milani High School, and then it's evolved to now both boys and girls sports. And he created this event called I'm Inspired.
I'm Inspired has been going on for 4 years now.
This is the latest rollout for Gabriel, who gifted Mililani with jerseys for boys basketball, both soccer teams, and the girls volleyball team in the last 2 years, giving current student athletes a renewed sense of pride for the school they play for.
The biggest thing for me is just the big smiles. You know, as the big smiles keep coming, you know, I know that we're doing something right.
Over the years, I add more and more things as the experiences grow for us. It started out with his high school stuff, and then predominantly Central Florida nights. Once he went to Oklahoma, we had to create a newer shelf. And slowly, the University of Oregon stuff is infiltrating here with the green, which is kind of fun.
I think at UCF were my youngin' days of learning. When I went to Oklahoma, I think I really grew up as a player and as a person. After the season was over, I think my head was spinning a little bit of, you know, the pros and cons of going to league or transferring, coming back for another year.
He's a guy I've watched for a long time, whether it was in his time at UCF or Oklahoma, and just been impressed with the way he plays the game, the passion he plays with. We had him on an official visit.
Once I got up here, it just felt like home. I thought it was amazing, seeing how they were able to honor Marcus and represent the state of Hawaii.
There's 8 Hawaiian Islands. That number has always been about Hawaii. Whenever I see the 8, that just reminds me of home.
The number 8. They probably should retire the number for Marcus. Out of respect, and someone I looked up to, I texted him and wanted to see if it was cool with him and wear the number 8.
I figured that was kind of what direction he was leaning, and when he decided to go, I was pretty fired up about it.
Gabriel's got to give it himself. Touchdown!
It meant a lot to me. The number has created a bond between us, and to have somebody wanting to wear the number because of that is the ultimate form of flattery, and I really believe that what he's doing with the number is a great representation of who we are.
Gabriel fire over the middle, towards the end zone. There's a catch, there's a touchdown. Gabriel.
It's so crazy to think years ago, Dillon has Marcus's jersey in his closet and just idolizes him, and then this crazy game of football brings them together. We made friends with the Mariotas, and we were invited to Marcus's Motivate Foundation. And so in the silent auction, my husband and I bid for this. I mean, it's special. I love the retro look of it, but most of all that it's signed by Marcus, 2024 Heisman. And so hoping we can get the other side filled out. Nothing makes me prouder to see that he wears that number proudly and he wants to live up to what Marcus has created.